in the morning sharecropper report. Inch over here close to my trusty microphone. You see a lot of different kinds of podcasting equipment and material, but I want you to know right now, this microphone is top notch, and I appreciate my woman, for getting it for me. I have a lot of fun podcasts, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me this morning on TikTok. This morning's sharecroppers report is just for you. I get to break down the sharecropping system as if you were a 4-year-old. All right. I talk over people's head a lot. I got taken to task for that. So instead of me giving you these high concepts, we're going to build you a foundation so you understand A, if you are a sharecropper indeed, and B, the pathway and the roadmap out of it. Going live over here, Taibu Muad'Dib. Shout out to all of my LinkedIn people. All right. This is my, podcast studio. I'm doing it virtually on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, my main platform, and TikTok. Now, if you haven't heard about Taibu Muad'Dib and what I do and who I am, I've been in fitness for 20 years. I started my own business after I got done bodybuilding, after I got out of college. I had seen a lot of different things with fitness, but as a professional competing and helping people get in shape, I can tell you right now, you don't want to accept a substitute for someone that can help you understand the mindset of a person that wants to transition out of a sedentary lifestyle into a active one. All right. I got you guys. So if you want to be a client, go ahead and make sure you tap into the description, download the EFC workbook. That's your homework, and I will eventually reach out to you. I apologize to so many of you, hundreds of you, I haven't had a chance to reach out to, but I'm stubborn. I don't want you hearing from an intern or from a family member or someone that helped me make my calls. There's a lot of them to make, a lot of help that needs to be had, but I tell you right now, I will get to each and every one of you. All right. My man of my word. Okay, this morning, the sharecropper report. I have a couple of different pictures for you guys. So as always, go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019 to see the whole picture. All right, to see the whole scenario. Also, one last announcement. Don't forget to get your gold ticket. If you haven't seen, go on my page. You've gone on my profile. Look for your gold ticket opportunity. Get your gold ticket. The $250 giveaway is real. That's not for a Christmas present. Trust me. It's to help you get the coaching that you need. All right. But it's still $250 in your pocket to make sure that we help you transition into the future. If you want to be more, this is your station. I'm your podcast host, Taibu Muad'Dib. All I do is motivate. Hashtag that. All I do is motivate. And let's get that movement going. All right. If you need motivation, make sure that you follow my Facebook page, First Step Coaching. All right. First Step Coaching is where I put my sharecropper report exclusively there and on YouTube just for you guys early in the mornings. Now, it's supposed to be 8 a.m. But I'm not the kind of podcaster. If I miss episode, if I can't get there, I'm gonna jump in there and get it done. So here we are, 10:30 a.m. for 8 a.m. show. Is what it is. I'm gonna give y'all the funk, nothing but the funk. All right, Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man. Let's go get into it right away. If you were 4 years old, or if you have a 4-year-old, and they want to know what's sharecropping, what's the system by where you pass debt on to your 4-year-old, right? So let's talk about sharecropping. If you were going to explain the system of sharecropping to a 4-year-old, this is how it would sound. But first, as usual, let's go to our motivational moment of the day. Get motivational speaking underneath your wing. Trust me, you want to have motivational speaking in your life. I am an aspiring motivational speaker. I want to speak successfully all over the world and motivate and inspire people to be more. That's my signature speech. I stand behind that because you all can and you all should at some point be more. Don't miss that. Life is to be lived. So I listen to about at least a half an hour motivational speaking every day. That's my commitment. Some of you read, some of you pray, some of you meditate. For me, I listen to motivational speaking for at least a half an hour every day. All right. Got to think forward. Let's go. Let's get this in you, young kings and queens.
Learn how to save your family without destroying your life. Because growing up in the trenches, sometimes we only got the choice to sell dope. We only got the choice to rob and steal. But I need you to know, young king, that you have the capability to change your life.
And I'll stop it right there. Get motivational speaking underneath you. And that's to all the young people out there facing tough circumstances. No mom, no dad, either adopted in foster care. I've been through that type of situation. Trust me, you have the capability and ability to change your life. It's not about where you're from, baby. It's about where you're at. All right, Taibu Muad'Dib, get that motivational speaking in you. That's your motivational minute. It was shorter than that, but y'all don't need much. Trust me. Y'all got me. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill that noise. I appreciate you all for joining me this Monday morning. Get this sharecropper report. If you were 4 years old, how would I break down the sharecropper report to you in the system of sharecropping? So I would probably use the picture in picture stuff, so that you as a 4-year-old can get an inkling of what sharecroppers look like. I want to make sure that we all see that. What did it look like for sharecropping? And this isn't a cultural conversation. It's not. Okay. I want you to know that technically there is no such thing as racism or racial disparities because we're all Homo sapiens sapien. We're all human beings. There really is only one race of us, technically. Race classifications are for animals, plants, animals, bugs, and trees and stuff like that. Planets, even. We are all the same. You don't have a black or African or Mexican or Latino or, Asian doctor that you go see. You prefer to go buy Asian food from the Asian food store if you're Asian or otherwise, but ain't no Asian told no black surgeon or African surgeon or European surgeon, oh, don't operate on my heart. I'd rather die. You see what I'm saying? So really, we're all humans with just different cultural differences. And you have to look up the word cultural to get that. What you see here is a lot of dark faces because sharecropping had to do with European landowners after the Civil War, which is a study that I'm doing in the evening. So don't miss Live Your Truth Night at 9:30. But you see these individuals. I mean, and they don't look wealthy at all. And I guarantee you, each of those individuals in that picture, that the next generation of them was doing the same thing or looked and dressed similar. So you're 4 years old. I promise to break this down for you like you're 4 years old. So I'm saying to you, look, that's how the adults looked in the sharecropping, the beginning of the sharecropping system, and their children looked and dressed just like them. Isn't that sad? Isn't that terrible? Doesn't that just make you want to say phooey? It's bonkers. Why would their children want to look and dress the same? They wouldn't want to, but they had no choice because they were raised in a system of sharecropping. Are y'all getting it? I tell you, I'm gonna break it down. I'm a confirmed genius. I'm gonna break it down like you're 4 years old. Look at the picture. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, subscribe so you can see this picture. These individuals right here. Now, maybe one or two of their descendants broke that cycle. Good for them. But not enough. Not enough. Almost all of the descendants of these people in this picture right here, to a man or to a woman, is still sharecropping. Let's break down why. You're 4 years old. So you see what they look like. All you 4-year-olds out there, you see what a sharecropper looks like. Now, this is a different era in this country. So you can have on nice stuff like this and have gotten it from a community outreach center. I remember getting out of jail plenty of times, needing to go to interviews, and they had free suits and ties. So you can look and dress really, really nice these days and still be sharecropping. And if many of you out there are buying clothes and jewelry and stuff this Christmas season, but you're a tenant and you lease an apartment, you're living on someone else's land, you're sharecropping. If you work for a company that pays you a wage, you're sharecropping. You're sharecropping. It's just that simple. All right. If you want to watch the full episode, follow me at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019 over on YouTube. Thank you. And I make sure that I get this in here so I can post my morning video on LinkedIn. I just want to make sure that they get the full measure, and I want to drop it off to them right away. So forgive me for putting that out there like that. Just want to make sure that I'm giving y'all the right stuff. Okay, so what did we learn? If you learned something, get in the comment section and raise your hand. If you feel like you learned something, let's get in there. Let's get in there and let's see. Just let me know. Are you guys learning something? All right. Got to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Are you learning anything? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. All right. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and post this for my folks at LinkedIn. My professional folks, it's a lot of professionals over here on LinkedIn, and they're successful, but you can see from their profile picture that they're not physically successful. So a lot of you are in your careers and it's time for you to handle your physical fitness. I'm the guy. And I want everybody, I want the people over there on LinkedIn to know that I got them. So I give them the first 10 minutes and tell them something I told you guys. Follow me over on YouTube. It's the best thing. So let's move on down here. All right, so you're 4 years old. I showed you what a sharecropper looks like. Every 4-year-old, you show them what a candy bar looks like. Hey, this is a candy bar. You show them what a debit card looks like. Hey, this is a debit card. You know what I'm saying? And and then their little 4-year-old minds are like, yeah. This is a debit card. Yeah, Pittsburgh. You know this. So I'm just saying. So when you show a 4-year-old something, usually they got it. So I wanted to show you guys. What a sharecropper looks like. All right, I need you to thank y'all very much for that. I wanted you to know what sharecropping looks like. Now, to be honest, the elitists, right? And I'm not talking white or European supremacy, the elitists, because there are people in this country of all shades and complexions and cultures that are a part of the elitists, right? And they have perfected the system of sharecropping from the ownership point of view. They've made it very, very difficult for you to stop sharecropping. They've made it easy for you to make more money just to put more money into their pockets. So many of you are sharecroppers, but you don't think in your mind that you are because you're making more money than your ancestors or your mom or your dad did. But here you are still stuck, check to check, still insecure about where your financial future is going. Just keeping it real. I appreciate you guys for the likes. So I'm breaking it down in case you're 4 years old, you understand how just how much of a grip and a vice the sharecropping system is on you. I want you to know they have a vice on your life. And for you to become financially free and an owner like them, it's simple. Go to your state license agency, whatever it is, whatever state you're in, and start an LLC. Because when you do that, when you start a business, S Corp, L Corp, whatever, you immediately become a peer. Because owners make their money off of profits, not wages, not a salary, off of profits. So as soon as you put yourself in a situation where you're on that level, When you're thinking with that mindset, you're no longer a sharecropper. And I guarantee you, you're not going to pass on a life of debt and sharecropping to your young people. All right. I have 4 children. I hope they watch my podcast. If they don't, shame on you. All right. Let's go. If you were 4 years old, I showed you what sharecroppers look like. Let's talk about the system of sharecropping. All right. And here, I like Google because I get so many different opportunities to look at the different explanations and the different questions asked. All right. So it says, what best describes the system of sharecropping? So I can tap into that right here. All right. Before I go into that, let me go over here and jump on one of my different pages real quick. They don't want to let me, so I gotta find it. Bam. We'll go on Facebook. Love everybody over there on my Facebook pages, man. I really appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. This is Taibu Muad'Dib in the morning sharecropper report. If you didn't know me, you're just now meeting me. What I do as a online services, I provide inspiration, motivation, accountability, and education for many of you that need that learning component to start a new journey and complete it. All right. The learning component is all important. Welcome everybody to the G.O.A.L leadership and training system. Going only after learning really is the only pathway to staying on that path. Right. That's why the Bible or the Quran, that's why it's full of so much knowledge. Every religion is just it throws knowledge at you, knowledge at you. Here's wisdom, here's wisdom, here's wisdom. Because to stay on that path, you're going to be tempted. And if you're not wise, if you're not knowledgeable, which is wisdom is knowledge applied. So if you're not knowledgeable, you can't be wise. Right. So look, let's get that learning in. I appreciate everybody. Let me go ahead and jump over here and make sure I can go live on my Facebook page. Going live on my Facebook page, man. Shout out to everybody on Facebook and Instagram for supporting me the whole way through. I've been podcasting almost 3 years now, y'all. So I appreciate you guys. I'll clap it up for myself. Almost 3 years of podcasting. I hope I'm getting better. I hope I'm more entertaining and that my podcasts are more streamlined. So for all you 4-year-olds out there in your mindset concerning your financial situation, sharecropping is a type of farming in which families, not a person, very few people rent a home or rent an apartment. It's just them. Very few people. The majority of people who are sharecroppers, it's a family. Sharecropping is a type of farming in which families rent small plots of land from a landowner in return for a portion of their crop to be given to the landowner at the end of each year. Ooh. So for all you 4-year-olds, what that means is, me, you, and mommy, we rent this small apartment. It could be 1,200 square feet with 2 bathrooms or 1.5 bathrooms. We're renting this small plot of land, and we owe the people that are renting to us a portion of our wages every year. So me, you, and mommy, if you're my 4-year-old, me, you, and mommy, we are renting and we are on this plot, this apartment, this building. We don't own it. So we are basically living by an agreement to pay this landowner to stay here. And if we don't pay, right? So trust me, whatever it takes for you to get to that place, no matter how old you are, start the journey. And if it seems too daunting of a task, reach out to me. Get the EFC workbook, line that thing up. Let's work together on getting you a roadmap and a winning strategy to owning your own home. At the very least, be able to offer that to your young people. We don't know where we're going to go. I understand that, but you want to start the process because you want them to see you as an owner and not a sharecropper, because that's what passes along. All right. And it says, let's go further. Why was the system of sharecropping so unfair for the sharecroppers? So you are, your 4-year-old, and you're saying, why is it bad, Daddy? Why is it bad? Why is it wrong? Why is being a sharecropper a bad thing? All right. Although they were no longer legally enslaved, sharecroppers were kept in place by debt. So you're 4 years old. What that means to you is bad because we're stuck here because we owe them. We're stuck here in this situation because we owe them. All right. You don't get me wrong, homeless folks all over the country have jobs. But to be honest with you, if you're raising a child homeless, that's a tough thing. That's a tough deal because children need stability, right? So it says right here, as their income was dependent on both the profits from the crops and the whims of the landowners, sharecroppers had to find means to sustain themselves during the rest of the year. Let me go back a few minutes earlier when I said if you want to immediately become a peer of owners and no longer a sharecropper, start an LLC, an S corp, start a business, a proprietorship, whatever. Start you a business that you can get paid from the profits of said business. That's what you want your young people around. I'm gonna tell y'all from a personal level. I only have one daughter right now, only one, and she was raised around individuals that weren't achieving at a high level. It wasn't her fault. That's just that side of the family. No one was achieving at a high level. So with my time running out to be a big factor in her life, I had to run down there and get her and bring her. And my main goal was to expose her to people like her that were achieving at a high level, starting in her family and then beyond. It's made a difference. She now identifies with high achievers. Nothing to say about the other side of the family. That's just their choice. That's just their choice. That might be all they know. But I didn't want my daughter to identify only with people who could only see check to check. That's the choice I wanted to make for her, and I'm glad that it stuck. All right. So it's very important for your young people to at least see you doing more than sharecropping if you don't want to leave them in a sharecropping system, in a sharecropper mentality. All right. Stop that screen sharing right now, man. So let's have a small conversation. So get in the comment section if you feel like I'm speaking some truth in that you are sharecropping. Currently, you're in a sharecropping either mindset or you're caught in that system of debt and people own you basically. Get in the comment section, raise your hand, say I, whatever the case may be. I'll reach out to you. We'll have a conversation. We'll see if it makes sense to bring you on to the coaching program. I want you guys to understand that different cultures are known for certain things, positive and negative. But one thing that people of color in this country can do better is plan farther ahead. And when I say plan, I mean a winning strategy. If you say, "Oh, I'm going to go into the league. I'm going to go play professional football or basketball. I'm going to be a doctor or a lawyer." If you say that, like that's it. That's not a winning strategy. That's basically a dream. It's something that you fall to wake up. Oh, I saw myself as a lawyer in my dream. That's not a winning strategy because it negates the fact that you have no real connection to the process. If you want to watch the full episode, make sure that you go to Taibu Muad'Dib at 4019 YouTube. All right. In that live broadcast, giving it to people so they know what it is. Post that for 30 days. What's on your mind? If it doesn't pace, oh, that's good. That's good. That looks good. All right. So I got it over there on Facebook. Um, Giving it to you guys for the real, man. If you were 4 years old, raise your hand or say yes in the comment section. If I'm breaking this down for you, sharecropping for beginners. Sharecropping for beginners. It's a big deal. Let me know. All right. Sharecropping for beginners. I appreciate all of you for joining me. I want you to know my name is Taibu Muad'Dib. I'm a certified goal achievement coach. That's what I've been doing exclusively for the last 3 years. I'm a fitness professional of 20 years. That's my expertise. But I'm an inspiring motivational speaker. So hopefully I'm motivating many of you to just learn more, get that learning component into your roadmap. All right. Go over here to Instagram, man, so I can get it popping for my folks on Instagram. They got nothing but love for me over here. I'm gonna go and a shout out there about Instagram too, man, for rocking with me for as long as y'all did. I appreciate Instagram as for the platform it is. It has my videos. If you go to Taibu 2 Rise on Instagram, click that play button on my profile on the little reels thing. The drop down will come up and you can see you're a mess, right? Go back them whole all them years and look at them podcasts. Very entertaining, very informational. If you're dating, I am starting this dating show up for the new year. So if you're interested in getting into that, inbox me, let me know. I will hook you up, and I mean that literally. All right, the dating show will jump off on Live Your Truth starting January 2024. We're gonna get that thing popping. I already had people jumping in there, wanting to get in there, man. Instagram models, just regular people that I know, just folks that want to link up, hook up, and have a good opportunity with somebody that can help guide them because you guys just aren't vetting properly your potential mates and partners. All right. And I get it. You're busy. Right? I get it. So you want somebody to help you kind of, check out them red flags and expose some folks before it gets funky. Um, now, sharecropping for 4 years old. So the next thing that I did was I went the next step, right? And so I wanted to look deeper into it on a larger scale. So there are different. If you didn't know, there are different entities that they just work with just stuff like this because what you guys don't realize if you forget your history, you're in danger of repeating it. That's a famous quote. It's not mine, but I want you to know if you look at my picture in picture right now, and this is the picture I put up here when I posted it. So it says sharecropping, black land acquisition, and white supremacy from 1868 to 1900. Okay. So I'm doing the Civil War study, and I'm doing that to help many of you realize that the Civil War, and this is just my genius at play. This is how I promote myself as the coach and mentor that you want to help you into your phase of transition and then into completion, right? Because you have to transition out of being sedentary, being broke, sharecropping into something different, right? And that usually you want that graph chart to go upward. And if that's the case, you want someone like me that's resourceful, that's kind, understands, has a lot of lived experience of what you're going through right now, helping you for that process. And when I got licensed to do this, I'm telling you right now, I was very proud of myself because just coming out of something is one thing, but when you get licensed and certified to do something, that's the extra step that you take to make sure that you can help people where they are. I can help anybody that's like me, but to help you where you are, that's what being a licensed professional helps me do. So I appreciate you guys for trusting us, for tapping in. Download the EFC workbook. Let's go. When you look at the report of the sharecropping and and people of color trying to own land and how white supremacy played a part in denying them that opportunity, you have to really do your study. And so many of you, the service you're investing in yourself to make sure I take care of stuff that you just can't. If you're already pressed for time, you want to come and learn from me, come and be inspired by me and motivated by me to continue to push through your activities, the ones that we set, the milestones that we set, right? But you don't want to have to be the one yourself to do this kind of research. So when you hire an attorney, a licensed professional, to help you fight your case, they do the research. They look up the case law. They look up the things that are important to your case to get in front of the judge and say, no, judge, you have to grant her bail because Plessy versus Ferguson, 1968. You know what I'm saying? They're going to, so you pay them for that service. It's the same with me. And any life coach, I'm telling you, I want you to get help somewhere. Get some coaching. Trust me, invest in it. You know, you're not all the way good. Your vision and your goals are way too small if you don't need a purpose partner. So even if it's not me, but I'm telling you what we do. We're the ones that go and do the research for you. If you're suffering from, anxiety, depression, lack of motivation, things of that nature, there's other things involved in that. So again, the licensed professional meets you where you're at. Anybody can help somebody that's like them because of their own lived experience. It's the certification process, it's the licensing that helps people who are professionals help folks not like them. So you don't have to look like me to get help from me. You don't have to look like me to flex on them to get help from me, right? I'm good at this. I'm very good at what I do. And again, like I said, to be open, to be gregarious enough, to win your trust, man, to help make it funny and entertaining. That's what I do. So if you look at when the Civil War ended and what happened after that, it says the Union's defeat resulted in massive societal change and opened up a brief time of tremendous potential for reform and change. So many of you need to reform your poor spending. Many of you need to reform your poor eating, right? Look at the word reform. It's not a bad word. It's definitely a good word if you are in a bad way. So reformation is important. Our country experienced that, right? Among a host of political and social economic exigencies, exigencies. I can look that word up. That's a great word. Exigencies was the question of what to do with nearly 4 million formerly enslaved people who were freed with no land, jobs, money, or rights of citizenship. Bam. Bam. There it is. Forget the citizenship for a certain, that's an ongoing debate. I don't even know if I'm still a citizen of the United States of America. I don't even know. But the land, jobs, and money, those are tangible things I can tell you right now that I have control over. I don't have control over whether someone from law enforcement recognizes my rights of citizenship or beyond. But I do have control over if I own land, what job I work, and how much money I have. And you do too. And that was the wake up call for me. That's how the EFC started, people, was I realized I had a lot more control over these things than I did before. So the understanding of how much control I have was definitely commensurate to my level of education and knowledge about the situation, which is why I do the sharecropping report. And if you guys want to see the full video, follow me at YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. Let's go. Rolling right through this thing, man. I appreciate you guys rolling right through this thing, man. I love it. I love it. Got you guys going. I love it. As I roll through this, man, I'm telling you right now in my little copy and paste thing, I really appreciate you guys for tapping in. Shout out to the whole DFW, Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Pleasant Grove, man, Benbrook, Texas. Just places that I frequented. But shout out to the whole DFW for really embracing the guy from the north. I really have a lot of things that I want to get off my chest. I have a great vision for what this business can do for our communities and how it can help benefit us and move us into the next century. All right. Let me go ahead, rock over to my next opportunity, going live. Bam. Before I roll out of here, I want you guys to get this. All right. In the first year of Reconstruction, an unprecedented event took place. Formerly enslaved people were asked by the government what they wanted for themselves. Did you guys know that? Get in the comment section and say yes or no. Did you know the government actually did a survey and asked free slaves what they wanted? Did any of you know that? Come on, rock with me. Let's go. Let me know. Get in the comment section. Put yes or no. Did you know that the United States government asked 4 million formerly enslaved people what they wanted. A gathering took place in Georgia where the question was debated by the leaders of African people formerly enslaved, and their spokesperson was Garrison Frazier. And land was their number one demand. It says the way we can best take care of ourselves is to have land and turn it and till it by our own labor, and we can soon maintain ourselves and have something to spare. We want to be placed on land until we are able to buy it and make it our own. So, African people, beautiful African people, you specifically, outside of all the trauma or whatever else the case may be of, slavery, of you know the terrorism, right, the domestic terrorism of dealing with clans and KKKs and Nazi skinheads and all the stuff that we've had to deal with, the lynchings and just terrible stuff. Let's refocus as a culture and remind ourselves that land ownership is an important piece to being able to maintain ourselves and to take on what we need. All right. I don't want to keep you guys on here long. I'll continue with this tomorrow because obviously it's deep. A lot of you didn't know this. It's super duper deep, and I appreciate y'all both. So we'll continue with that. I'll pick up there tomorrow for all you 4-year-olds. All right. As usual, I want you to know that this podcast is being brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. All right. And that's just is what it is. And then if you are ready for a one-on-one coaching experience, go to calendly.com/Coach Taibu. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you tonight at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for Live Your Truth in the Civil War study. Let's go. All right. So for you guys over here, I want you guys to know this is what it is. Gotta go.